Hey folks, Dan Frio here, the Mortgage Update. Today is June 16th, 2020. So let's get on it. Well, not great news in the MBS market, and I got a new camera ordered. I left my webcam at my in-laws, and it's 500 miles away, so I had to order another webcam. So I apologize about the audio and the faintness. I can't figure out the colors, but we're going to get on to it. So today, I want to go over the MBSs. They were down 8. Nothing major there really, but I want to show you at the end of the video, we're going to go over what the Federal Reserve is talking about, and they have a consensus. And I've never seen this really before, maybe a couple times in history, maybe, but they came out and there's a consensus, 100% of them. So there's a whole group of guys and girls and women and whatever you want to call them that make up the Federal Reserve. And they unanimously voted on something the other day, and I'm going to show you what it's crazy. So just want to go over that with you. So that's my teaser for you to stay tuned so we can see what the Fed's plans are. But let's get to it. And today is Rate Watch Day. So we're going to go over purchasing a home, the least amount of money down. And I had a little bit of trouble today when I was looking for mortgage rates at about 4 or 5 major players, and nobody would accept like a 3.5%, or even some not even 3.5% or 4% down. Some of them came back with a minimum of 5% down. The weird thing too today is I had a client call me and say, "Hey, can you do an FHA streamline? I want to reduce the term." And I'm like, "Yeah, we can do that." And they're like, "Well, we deal with Wells Fargo and they won't do it." I'm like, "Well, apply now." So they apply now, and we're getting them taken care of. So let's get on to it. Let's see what happened today in the market. So right here is basically the news for the day. The Dow ended up 526. Reason for it? There was some good news in the market. One of the big things is President Trump came out with possibly another stimulus package, but it's basically to cover infrastructure. They're looking to spend $1 trillion on building roads and bridges and all kind of other things. Also, some very good news came on the COVID-19 a vaccine that's coming out that has promise to it. I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as there's a vaccine, you're going to see the markets start to move. That's not good for rates, because when the stock market goes up, usually rates go up with it. I'm not talking bond yields, I'm talking rates. You're going to see mortgage rates go up as soon as a lot of this stuff clears out. I'm warning you now. So play this video back in 6 months and I'll say, I told you so. So basically, some of the data that came out today, you guys know that I follow this figure. Not a lot of people follow this. It's the Cass Freight Index. And I follow that because I have a lot of family members that are in logistics, and I have neighbors also in logistics, and they're like, this is a prediction, or it kind of gives us guidance on where the economy is going with gross domestic product and a bunch of other things, how robust the economy is going. And it basically fell off the charts, but it's starting to trickle back. Not as strong as they thought, but it's trickling back okay. One surprise in the market, and I'm going to show you the economic calendar in a second, we had a lot of other figures come out today that beat the consensus. Now, the consensus on a lot of these things is dismal. So it's nice to start seeing a lot of these factors come in, and indexes and numbers come in that show us hope. And I still think we're going to have a V rebound. Again, play this back in 6 months. Let me know how I did. If I did great, refer your friends, family, and neighbors to me. If I did okay, keep sending them to me. And if I didn't hit it right on the button, don't fault me, because the weatherman's never right either. So let's get on to what happened today in the market. Down 8. Not really big. Again, I'm going to emphasize this. We like the stability. I had a conference call today with a bunch of investors. A lot of our jumbo lenders are coming back on the market. We also have we have a huge program, or we used to have a huge program that was down payment assistance. It was on the side burner for the last 2 months, and it opened back up today. So if you need help with a down payment assistance program, I'd love to help, and I'll post a video on that tomorrow. Again, our jumbo lenders are coming back, and a lot of the volatility is out of the market. So our rates have been stable, and they are among the best in the country. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But let's go to the economic calendar. Economic calendar. Watch some of these things. Okay, retail sales. Let's see what it was. Well, the consensus was it was only going to be up 8. It was up 17. Awesome. Retail sales ex auto was expected to be up 5, up 12. Capacity utilization expects, well, 66 and 64. That's pretty darn close. So we won't really dwell into that. Industrial production. I don't know which this one came in. That one came in a low, half. That's not good. But again, the sales and everything's coming back. Production, they got to get people back to work, but people are buying. If people are buying, we're going to have to start making that stuff. Okay, and then the housing market index, consensus was 45. We're at 58. Phenomenal. Tomorrow, basically home starts, permits, and Federal Chairman Powell's going to speak again. I don't really think that's going to shock the market, because he did a lot of talking today, and the markets liked what it heard. Mortgage rates edge higher so far this week. If you watch me every day, you know that yesterday we were, I think, down 8 ticks. Today we're down 8 ticks. Not a big one-day move, but all these little ticks add up. Don't freak out. I have your best interest. Anybody out there that's using me as their mortgage advisor, I have your best interest in mind. We watch, and you guys talk. I usually talk to you guys when I'm first taking the application about lock durations. We can lock loans at 60, 45, and 15-day locks. If you're my client, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I do the best for you, and I track this stuff for you to make sure we get you the best rate in town. Okay, so here's one of the things I want to show you, and then we're going to go into the rate comparisons for the week. This is the report that the Federal Reserve came out with, and you might want to zoom in. I'm going to try to do my best zooming in on this as the video goes through. But here's our GDP numbers. You're going to see the projections that were there and where they actually came into play. GDP was supposed to be up 2, down 6. We all know why. It wasn't, I'll say it wasn't news. The unemployment rate was supposed to be 3.5. It's 9. It's probably more than that. Inflation, nothing. You can't really do anything. Other than food, what are you doing? We're sitting at home eating and watching TV. So nothing there. Here's the thing that I want you guys to go through. These are just charts of those things we just went over. Here's the cool part of this. And a lot of people don't even know this exists. This is a plot survey, and it's actually called the Federal Point Dot System. And this tells you where the Federal Reserve people, I'll say they're the committee, how they're voting. What this means is it's meaning every person on the committee is expecting nothing in regards to the Federal Reserve doing anything with interest rates. We're basically at 0 now. So they vowed that they're not going to go in negative territories. But this is basically, you hardly ever in history see this. So they're saying this year, 2020, not one of them is saying that the rates are going to go up. Same thing with 2021. 2022, you have 2 defectors. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. We have no clue what it's going to happen 2 years from now, a year and a half from now. If the economy V-shapes, comes back robust, and all the printing of money and the buying of bonds and everything the Federal Reserve is doing, they're going to have to start kind of pulling back that. So I'm going to take this out of the equation. But what this is saying is basically the Federal Reserve has no plans from now to the end of 2021 to do anything with rates. Okay, so like I said, let me be your mortgage advisor. I'll watch this stuff for you. These are all things that I'm doing in the background for you. All right, so let's get on to rates. So what I did today is I went to G-Rate, and that's a big competitor of ours in the Chicagoland area, and I put in some different factors. and for example, 320,000 at 3.5% down and I put in all these factors. And I said, I want the lowest payment out there. So it pulled up an FHA rate, and that FHA rate was 3.25. Great rate, and it's giving you a $700 credit. Pretty good. So we're going to note that down. G rate, 3.25. They're giving you a $700 credit. Let's go to the next one. We're going to go to bank rate. And we have a 3% FHA with $1,085 in points. So 3% with $1,000 in fees. Okay. We're going to go to NerdWallet. NerdWallet basically isn't coming up with anything. They have a generic FHA rate here at 3.375. So we're not even going to throw that on the board because that's already too high. And we go to Wells Fargo. I couldn't find anything on Wells Fargo even at all about FHA, so I don't even know if they're doing FHA anymore. But here's what I want to point out to you guys. Okay, let's say this rate, they came back and they're at 3.125. That is a great rate. Well, there's $5,000 in closing costs. $5,000. I'm going to skip right ahead. Oh, shoot. Let's go through here. I'm going to say continue and save my selected loan. I hope that catches me and I don't have to repeat everything that I just did. Continue, discard changes. Let's try this. Oh man, I think I just got booted out. Hold on one second. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to plug the numbers back in. We have a $320,000 or $308,000 loan on a $320,000 purchase. I'm going to plug those two in. And we have a 740 credit score. That's what we always compare. If you don't have a 740 credit score, the rates are going to get worse, but I want to show you the top tier. So if I'm winning on the top tier, I'm probably winning on the bottom tier, but don't take that for granted. Please just give me a call and let me know, what you're working with and what I can or can't do. So basically, because everybody else came back with FHA, I'm going to go ahead and click my FHA program and get rid of this. Let's go through. And let's see what we come up with. We have the Ginnie Mae, which is FHA, at 3.25. So 3.25, you're getting a $1,200 credit. At G rate, they had 3.25 with a $700 credit. So I win there. But you're going to say, Dan, you know what? That one company on that one page had a 3% rate with $1,000 in fees. Well, let's see where I am. 3% with $400 in fees. How about we give you 2.75 with $1,000 in fees? So I win there. So I'm not doing this so you can scan all over the world and try to find the best rate, the best place, the best thing. The reason why is you want to use somebody who you can trust, who you can call, who you know has your back, who you know that you can get in touch with, who you know has the follows the market, knows what they're doing, and basically you can scan the whole world to find a car. You might find that car, but have no clue on the car that you're buying. You go pick it up, you drive it home. 2 days later, the thing isn't working. You want quality on top of finding the best rates in town. That's why I post this. Hopefully you get, a sense that I know what I'm doing, confidence in what I can do for you. I'm accessible. I do this every day. I'm in the office every day. I post every day and showing you not only do I know what I'm doing and I follow the markets, I have the best rates in the market. And that is very, very hard to find, is quality on top of the best prices in the country. And that's why I do this. So let me go to my website. Go to therateupdate.com. And there you will find me right here. I am the team lead. I run this whole thing. You can go here and pick me. But the best way to do it is go through here and apply. You can get a rate quote. What I'll do is I'll call you and kind of just feel you out and see, what are you looking to do? What do you have? I always say it's pieces of the puzzle. Give me the pieces of the puzzle. Let me put it together, and I'll get right back with you what I can or can't do. But if you're ready to get moving now, you want to get pre-approved, you want to see what you qualify for, hit the apply now button. It'll take you 5 minutes tops. You'll get through it. If it's during office hours, I will get back with you within the hour, and we'll go through everything, all your options, and we'll narrow it down to exactly the best program for you and what the numbers look like. So I'd love to help you if I can. So probably, if you would, give me a call. This is how you get me personally, is give me a call at 844-775-5626. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Shoot me an email at D for Dan, Frio, F-R-I-O. So D Frio at preferredrate.com. Okay, what I try to ask on every one of these videos is to guide you through this process. So, if you're in the process right now of getting a mortgage, what I'll ask you to do is your lender has to send you what's called a mortgage or a loan estimate. If they haven't got to that point yet, they'll send you a fee sheet or a fee worksheet. Send me that. It'll break down several things. It'll say, here's your loan amount, here's your address, and it'll break down all of your costs. We want to go through those costs. We don't want to just be, wow, that rate's fantastic. Because like you saw in Wells Fargo, if it's costing you $5,000 to get a loan, that's nuts. So that's why I always say, email me a copy of your loan estimate or your fee worksheet. Every once in a while, what you get or you find, I can't beat. So I'll be the first one to say, you know what, take it. God bless you. Make sure you're working with a quality company, okay? So I'm going to ask you that. Send me those. If you haven't done anything yet, please pull out your mortgage statement. Look at the rate. If the rate is in the high threes or more, please email me a copy of that. That's going to help me get back with you. Those are giving me the pieces of the puzzle that I always say. I need the pieces of the puzzle to be able to give you a quote. What I need is your loan amount, the home value, and what your credit scores are. So if you send me your mortgage statement, what I'm going to have is your mortgage statement is going to have your address. So I'll be able to pull a whole bunch of websites up to find out the value of your property. The mortgage statement is also going to tell me how much you owe. So now I know how much you owe versus how much the house is worth. And there's one last piece of the puzzle. I need, what is your credit score? So I actually created a website several years ago. It's called creditscoresandmore.com. That's plural, creditscoresandmore.com. Visit that site. You can go to section 1 and you can fill out a little section. It'll give you a free credit score. Or if you really want to know your real true FICO scores that all of us lenders use, you can do step 2. It's about $40, but it's a soft pull. So you won't get hit on your credit scores. And when I pull your credit scores, it'll be exactly what that score is. So, God bless. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe down below. And leave some comments. Let me know what you want to talk about if there's any specifics where you're just stumped. And I'd love to help. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.